But of course, gents, I think the only rightful place to start today's show has got to be the most devastating news to hit the world of football this week, where the world lost a legend, an icon, and one of the greatest to ever grace the game in Diego Armando Maradona. I'll start with you, Gary. What makes him such an icon to you?
Well, I think it's pure football talent, and football talent. The guy was a football genius. Look at his YouTube clips, look at some of the games he played, look at what he achieved. I got quite close to him on a couple of occasions. Amazing footballer.
What about you, Brad?
Yeah, same sentiments. As a kid growing up, it was Pele and Maradona. Pele and Maradona. Maradona was just he was just a magician. It was incredible to see what he could do with the ball. It was incredible to see how much he loved the game as a youngster. Incredible watching back all the videos right now, and the outpouring of love that he's gotten from everybody around the world is there to see.
But the thing is, with Diego Maradona, he came very close to signing for an English club and playing in England, specifically for Sheffield United and Arsenal. But he did indeed play in England in an English shirt, this time for Spurs, for that one very moment. But what are your memories of those times when you saw Diego Maradona in a Spurs shirt, Gary?
Well, we shared the changing room together. I was a Spurs player at the time. Ozzy Ardiles, the great Argentinian World Cup footballer and winner from '78, was one of our players. He had a testimonial game. Argentina had already qualified for the World Cup Mexico '86. So Ozzy invited him to play. He invited a few of them to play, but it seemed that none of them were supposed to be playing. But of course, Diego broke the rules. He came in. Ozzy picked him up at the airport. He had no boots with him whatsoever. He borrowed a pair of Clive Allen's boots, as I remember correctly. And guess what? I didn't start the game because Maradona took my spot in the 11 against Inter Milan. What a blow, but what an honour to make way for a genius like him. And then, of course, only a few weeks later, I was in the opposing changing room for England against Argentina and the hand of God goal.
Well, just back on that Spurs game there, I mean, that's the power of Diego Maradona, isn't it? Whatever the occasion is, the occasion this time being about Ozzy Ardiles, the whole world is just focusing on the fact that Diego Maradona is here in England. That's the power that he has. But, I mean, what was the atmosphere like then? Gary?
Well, it was amazing. The kickoff was delayed, something between 15 and 30 minutes. That was because Diego was running a little bit late, but also because they couldn't get the crowd in. You know, I've seen White Hart Lane as it was in the past with people hanging from the rafters. There was even more than ever there because everybody wanted to see the great Diego Maradona. And of course, only a few weeks after that, he lifted the World Cup with Argentina in Mexico '86 as well. So they were right wanting to be there. He didn't score, funnily enough. We beat Inter Milan 2-1. Mark Falco and Clive Allen, the scorers. I'm thinking maybe it was Liam Brady who was at Inter at the time. The ex-Arsenal player scored their goal. But it was a marvellous occasion just to see the great Diego Maradona running around in a Tottenham shirt at White Hart Lane.
I can imagine the buzz, not just amongst fans and football fans in England, but surely amongst the players as well in that dressing room. I mean, it's so much has been said about Maradona, but perhaps Ozzy is one of those closest to him as well. What are the stories that you've heard about his character as a person off the pitch? What was he like, Gary?
Well, Ozzy spent a lot of time during a period of time trying to guide and help Diego Maradona through his difficult times, his troubled times, you know, when the water got a little bit choppy for him, when he had his problems and his issues. And as close as Ozzy was to Diego Maradona, you know, he just wasn't able to control the free spirit that Diego Maradona was. You know, an awful lot of people were influencing him, trying to influence him. And I don't know how he managed to perform on the park the way he did at times. Maybe that was his only real area of peace and freedom, to be honest with you, on the football pitch.
Did you forgive Ozzy Ardiles for not picking you, by the way, in that match?
Listen, Ozzy's a good friend of mine, and we're regularly in touch, and the banter still flows backwards and forwards between myself and the little Argentinian.
Do you know why he didn't pick you?
Oh, yeah, because we all wanted to play in the game, and, you know...
Was it like a ballot system, like, okay, this one gets to go, this one doesn't, and...
Well, I was so young then, Michelle, and, you know, I was the baby of the team, arguably. No, it was one of those situations where somebody had to make way, and I was always the perfect substitute because I could come on at right back or left back or centre half or anywhere in midfield. So that's how it went, and the same with England, funnily enough.